Hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Bumi, and today we are watching the Primate tier list by TierZoo. Yes, this one was suggested by Diamond Sting W Ray over here. I don't know if that's what he meant for his name. It's probably just Stingray, but that is what I saw in the comment. So yeah, this one, well, we're basically gonna talk about, let's see, what primates do I know? I know of monkeys, gorillas, humans, of course. We have the tarsiers, and that's about the extent of the primates that I know. So, we're gonna go ahead and watch this video, hopefully learn a couple of things along the way, and probably be surprised about certain facts that I don't know or haven't heard of before. So remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like, let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section, and consider subscribing. Also, leave your comment suggestions below on what I should check out next, anime or YouTube reactions, and I'll check it out if I like it. That said, let's go ahead and watch the video.
Teeth,
That sounded like the...
claws, speed,
Is that the Avatar?
power.
It is!
Long ago,
The Avatar
Teeth
intro.
ruled the meta in terror. No
Ah,
meta
such a
builds
great
could ever
show.
stand a chance in this expansion. No class had ever held the top spot for as long a time as the dinosaurs did, but at the height of their dominance, they were nerfed. For a while, this created a huge power vacuum. But once the jank strats fell by the wayside, it
Jank
became clear
strats.
what the new best guild was.
Right.
Today, we'll talk about the build that changed the world.
Ah, so good. That intro's so good.
Now, the Primate tier list is weird. Most tier lists I've done resemble a bell curve, but for primates, it's actually the opposite. There is no average primate, none in C or B tier. Instead, all of them are clustered in the
We are
bottom
probably
tiers or
S
top
tiers,
tier.
right?
Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so primates
Humans are
divided
S
into
tiers
two
for
guilds,
sure.
the prosimians and the simians. The prosimian guild includes lemurs, tarsiers, aye-ayes, bush babies, and horses.
Cheers.
While you might think of primates as being really intelligent animals, prosimians
I
are
don't know
actually
why I got
average compared to
excited
other
there.
mammals and don't have any unique intelligence-based abilities. No specialized social behavior, no tool use, no outsmarting opponents or setting traps. No, these builds generally focus on fundamentals like foraging and climbing. The one special perk they have is superb night vision. But there's a reason they had to spec into that. Most
Man,
nocturnal builds
we went to a trip in Bohol a couple of years back. We saw the tarsiers there. They were so small. When I went there, I could hardly see them because they were so small. The ones I saw are like this big-ish. Damn. Yeah, I probably looked around for almost an hour and hardly see anyone in the enclosures.
choose those types of abilities because they either like hunting under cover of darkness, or they prefer to avoid being active during the hottest parts of the day. But prosimians aren't either of those things. So why are they all nocturnal? The reason is because they get completely bodied by the other primate guild, the simians. They're completely unable to compete with them, and have essentially been forced into the nocturnal playstyle. This is highlighted by the fact that in the Madagascar server, where there are no simian primates, all the prosimian players drop their nocturnal perks in favor of better base stats.
Interesting.
So by now you probably guessed correctly that this division is the reason for the bimodality on the tier list. Prosimians are all low tier, the lowest being builds like the aye-aye, which wasted most of its evolution points specking into a long, thin claw, which they use to drill into wood similar to a woodpecker.
Just
This
one
fragile
claw?
weapon isn't much good on defense, and since it obviously doesn't have the mobility a woodpecker does, it can't really do much against those predators once the drilling sound gives its location away. The highest prosimian has to be ring-tailed lemurs, because they actually do have a decent social structure and reasonably high intelligence, and also aren't completely locked into the arboreal zone like other lemurs.
Yes, which I recently learned. Arboreals though means trees. Let me check if that's actually correct. Someone explained that to me. Yes, arboreal basically means lives in trees. Thank you, Dan B. That was very helpful. Now I know that term for the rest of my life.
Still, they have yet to unlock tool use and have almost zero offensive capabilities or defensive moves other than simply fleeing. So they have a long ways to go before they break out of D tier. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the more relevant group.
Simians.
Characterized by their high base stats, complex social structure, and extreme versatility, simians are the best generalists in the entire game. But this comes at a cost. High base stats, especially intelligence, require a lot of food to maintain. And so while these builds are definitely some of the best in the game, they're also some of the most difficult. Making the most of their kit is essential to securing the best loot. You simply can't settle for common or uncommon drops. You have to be constantly pursuing epic and legendary sources of sustenance. In addition, their low stealth across the board means you have to remain vigilant at all times and always be prepared to ward off more aggressive players. So let's talk about where each simian build falls and how to maximize their effectiveness. So at the bottom of simians we have monkeys, which are also divided into two groups, Old World and New World. These two groups play on different servers and are also rather different from each other. New World monkeys
So we get the,
easily
like
have
the
Old World
baboons.
monkeys beat when it comes to mobility, due to their special ability, Prehensile Tail. This gives them much higher arboreal mobility and makes reaching loot such as eggs and fruit very easy. Spider monkeys are the best example of this, and are the best New World monkey build. However, what they gain in mobility, they've clearly sacrificed from their other
Defense
stats,
and power
having lower
and
intelligence
intelligence.
and much lower power. Couple this with the fact that the jungles of Central and South America have some of the fiercest competition imaginable, and it's
The
undeniable that
raptors.
Old World monkeys are in a much better spot in the meta. They don't have the prehensile tail ability, but this is because they're much more versatile. Unlike New World monkeys, which rarely ever come down from the treetops, Old World monkeys are well suited both for climbing and for running on the ground. Since they don't need to worry about whether or not trees can support their weight, ditching this restriction also allows them to bulk up, leading to some genuinely beefy builds, such as the baboon. The best Old World monkey is the mandrill, which combines power and intimidation with aesthetics for a truly threatening fight.
Ah, that one.
Monkeys are a
Rafiki.
great build, but to really take primate gameplay to the next level,
Is that
apes
Rafiki
are the answer.
or
For the
not?
sake of time,
I'm
gonna
gonna get
skip over
clapped in
lesser
the
apes,
comments.
because to be honest, gibbons and siamangs are about the same as monkeys in viability. I rate them the same as I rate baboons. What I want to talk about are the great apes. Great apes are the pinnacle of versatility, combined
Great
with high
apes,
intelligence,
then probably
mobility,
gorillas
and power.
next.
The first great ape on the tier list is the orangutan. Again, all apes are good, but obviously one of them had to be the lowest. And while orangutans are strong, they aren't the strongest. They're mobile, but not the fastest. And they're smart, but not the smartest.
They're basically well balanced.
They're also the least social of all apes, and therefore are the most vulnerable to surprise attacks from players who use stealth, such as snakes and leopards. Perks include opposable thumbs, tool use, and nest building. I see them as a great beginner class, since they're great for learning the basics of primate gameplay, before getting into more advanced techniques. Next up is the chimpanzee. Chimps are the fastest of the apes, being extremely quick on the ground and in the trees. While they have the means to access high-level loot spawns, like canopy fruit or bird eggs, they're also excellent pack hunters. You all know I always have to praise pack hunting, although in this case it's not quite as impressive, since mostly they use teamwork to grief weaker and more mobile players, as opposed to taking on bosses as a group. Second from the top is the gorilla.
Gorillas.
Primate
Here we
with the
go.
highest power, defense, and HP. With their high level
Damn.
structure and
Absolute
insanely high base
units.
strength, there's really nothing that can pose any sort of challenge to them, as long as they remain with their party. That is, except for our #1 highest rated build of all time.
Humans.
There's no question humans are by far the most successful class ever seen in the game. I've gotten a fair number of YouTube comments, Reddit posts, and Twitter DMs saying something like, I don't know if humans are really all that OP. Listen, not only are you wrong, but you've also got to be in denial if you think there's any builds more effective than humans out there.
True.
Obviously, we have to talk about their intelligence stat.
Max
It's the highest in the
intelligent.
game by a huge margin. And this allows them to build equipment which raises their other stats, except HP, to near maximum as well.
Yep.
Gorillas are 10 times stronger than them until they equip one of their signature weapons. Cheetahs are more mobile than them until they equip a mount.
True.
Armadillos have higher defense until they craft their own armor. The bases they create for their clans are unparalleled, and their social structure is second only to you social insects. But the thing is, humans are so overpowered that you could take all of this away, and they'd still have an argument for #1. Nerf the human's intelligence stat so that it's in line with other high intelligence builds, like dogs, elephants, and other apes, and you're still left with all of their other broken abilities that they have. There
What
a
are
lot of them,
those?
but I'll quickly go over the top 3.
Let's see.
Humans have ridiculous stamina regeneration.
Ah,
While
yeah.
outclassed in sheer
Sweating.
speed by a good portion of other builds, humans regenerate their stamina so fast that speed becomes almost totally irrelevant on defense. The best ground-based mobility
Marathon
builds
Pro.
in the
Oh, I
game
just
include
read that
dogs, antelope,
in
cheetahs, and
Call
vehicles
of
can
Duty.
outrun humans, but sooner or later, a human will always catch up to them. Humans can use the fling projectiles
Stopping
skill
power,
better
bro.
than any other build, while other primates, as well as a few others, can pick up items and throw them. Humans can do so further, harder, and more accurately than
Yep,
all others.
that's true.
Lastly, humans allied themselves with specific bacterial support classes, which provide them with a unique
Disease
bonus
resistance.
experience. Humans
No,
get more
Scavenger
XP
Pro.
for loot they consume than other players because of this, and this helps them level up faster.
Wait,
and
is
supports
that
their high
Babish?
intelligence and food cost. Those three abilities combined would make any other mid.
Yeah, this was pretty obvious.
Max intelligence or not. Thank you all for watching, and as always, if you got a suggestion for a build, aspect of the meta, or other topic you'd like to see covered on this channel, be sure to leave a comment. As I close in on 250,000 subscribers, I really just want to say,
Oh, this
as
is an old
sincerely
one.
and
I
genuinely
didn't
as
check the
can,
date.
thank you so much. It means the world to me that I've been able to reach as big an audience as this. It's been quite the adventure, and with any luck, there's much, much more to come. I also want to give a big shout out to my Patreon subscribers. You guys make this possible and allow me to keep doing what I love without doing sponsorships or promotions. My Patreon is doing great, but I have noticed a decline in pledges lately, so I've decided to change things up a bit. From now on, access to the Discord server is being changed from a $5 reward to a $1 reward, and pledging $5 will now allow you to watch videos in advance. Again, thank you all for watching, and thanks for your patience, because I know it's been a while since I've uploaded anything.
Alright. That was the Primate Tyrius. Like, yeah, it was the best raptors. Oh man, that is very tempting. Maybe for next time. But yeah, it was pretty obvious which one's gonna be the highest tier ones. Obviously, as the mere fact that a human is making the tier list is evidence enough that we are the highest tier, the highest build among all classes available. I mean, gotta be honest, not everyone is using their intelligence right, but good thing that enough of us do. That's been keeping our society up for a while now, but it might change pretty soon. We don't know. But yeah, that was the Primate tier list. It was pretty cut and dry, very obvious which ones are top tiers. Obviously the smaller ones are very low tier, and the bigger builds, not necessarily the spider monkeys, are high up tiers. But yeah, that was a Primate tier list. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Link to my Twitter is down in the description below. Go ahead and check it out if you want to. And if you're new here and enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Also, please do leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!